and welcome to Live with Joy. Welcome to another day of our workouts this week. We are in midweek on a Wednesday, and all of this week we have been working on Tabata drills, and we're going to continue with that focus today as well. I'm just going to wait a few moments for everybody to come into that post, and we're going to go over exactly what we're doing today, okay? The only piece of equipment that you're going to need today is your mats. We will be doing some standing and some floor work as we've been doing the other 2 days of this week. So you do want to have that mat because you will be getting on that floor. We will have some standing and some grounded work today as well, okay? If you have seen the title as you're starting to come in, you will notice that it is called Tabata Flow. So we have something a little bit different today from the other days, which is we still are working with our Tabata, but we're doing, the reason I'm calling it a Tabata Flow is because we're working with some exercises that you might see in something like a yoga or a Pilates class where you kind of flow through different movements, okay? So we're gonna really try to work the movements today to get flexibility, to get stretching, to work that core for balance, for strength. So you're really gonna work your entire body and work a lot of elements, but in a more quieter way. So we're not going to really try to get into the intensity. We want to get into the range of the movement, the holding of the movement, the stretching of the movement. So you want to think of it in terms of that today, okay? So it's a little bit different where you don't want to be intense, you don't want to be with heavy weights. We're not using any weights, we're using our body. And we want to think about really extending through our limbs today and really engaging through our core, okay? And then keeping all the rest of our muscles that are maybe assisting or holding us really, really strong as well, okay? So really you want to be in tune with your body today. You will notice that I have no shoes on or socks. I like in this kind of workout to have bare feet so I can really feel that ground underneath my feet in whatever movement that I'm doing. You do not have to, it's just a preference option if you want to take it, okay? Again, I prefer this type of a workout, having those bare feet to really get the energy of my feet down and into the earth, okay? But again, keep your socks on, keep your shoes on, whatever you want to do, it's totally fine, okay? So once again, just have that mat handy. That's all you're going to need for the workout today, and of course your own body, and that is it. Okay, so we're gonna take a nice warm up that's gonna kind of get us nice and warm in that body and really get us lengthened out and stretched and get that core engaged, okay? So I'm gonna get that, we're gonna get that music started. I'm gonna make sure we are ready with our clock. I'm gonna, just like any other Tabata, I'm gonna show you the 2 moves. We're doing 2 moves. We got 6 circuits. I'm gonna show you the 2 moves that you're gonna be doing, alternating 4 times each, and that's it. There'll be some changes in leads for some of the exercises, so I'll note that as well, okay? So first thing I want you to do is get your feet about hip to shoulder width apart and really ground those feet down and into that earth. Really feel those toes and the heels. That's the first thing that you want to do, just pressing down and into that ground. And then we're going to take an inhale up, and on the exhale, we're going to fold forward all the way down. Just let everything hang, just loosely for a moment, and then round it up. And inhale, reach. Exhale, fold forward, and then round it up. We're going to do that 2 more times. Inhale. Exhale, fold forward, and then round it up. And last time, inhale. Exhale, fold forward, and gently roll it up to center. Get those shoulders down and back, and bring those feet together now. As we inhale up, we're gonna bring the hands together and release that index finger and really reach up towards that ceiling and just take it side to side, nice and easy. And just feel that stretch in your side as you go side to side here. So just a little bit different of a warm up because we want to warm up the muscles that we're working. We want to warm up and really get that stretch out of our warm up today. Hold to one side, push those hips to the other, and then lift center and take it over to the other side. And come back up center and gently bring those hands down. Take those feet back out about hip to shoulder width apart. And we're gonna lift one leg up, press it into you if you can. Lower it down and then lift the other one. Press it into you and lower down. And let's do that 3 more times on each side. at your own pace. Just a little tug if you can. If not, just lift the knees. Totally fine as well. One more time on each side. Hugging that knee in with a little press. And then to the other side. And now we're going to come behind us, bringing that heel to your bottom. Grab that foot if you can, lower it down. If not, you're just bringing that heel to your bottom without that grab. Right here, moving through it. You're not holding it for a long time. It's a little tug, and then a switch. 2 more times on each side. One more time on each side. And hold it center. Put your hands on the hips. And the last thing we're going to do is get those shoulders down and back. And we're going to take that toe out to the front and tap it side, tap it back. Tap it side, tap it back. Just warm up the hip right here. And then we're going to get set to go with our first Tabata drill. One more time. And bring it center. Let's switch that foot. Bring that toe to the front. Tap it side and back. Side and back. Side and front. 2 more times, side and back, side and front. Last time, side and back, side and front. And nice and easy, bring it in. Okay, so watch me for our first 2 exercises, okay? This is gonna get the heart rate up a little bit because this is gonna be a stronger move when we're on our feet, okay? So we're gonna have our feet about hip to shoulder width apart. We're gonna sit down into a squat, bringing those arms up in front of us. And then we're going to lift up onto our toes, bring our fists right to our hips, try to hold and pause there for a moment, and then lower back down. So this is a little bit different from when you're doing the up and down really fast. I want you to really ground those feet here, and then lift to those toes and pause a moment, okay? Second exercise, we're going to get that left foot forward, right foot back. We're going to come up onto the back toe, rise those arms up. So again, think about that lengthening up to the ceiling. And then you're lowering down into that lunge, and you're pressing up. Okay, wherever you can go is fine. If it's a small move right there, that's fine as well. If you want to just hold for the 20 seconds, that's fine as well. But think about everything lengthening up to that ceiling, okay, as you bend and extend through those knees. All right, so let's get ready for that first exercise. Ground your feet hip to shoulder width apart. Get ready to drop down, extending and lengthening arms out. Lift your toes, bring your fists right to your hips. In 2, and 1. Remember, you got 20 seconds and then 10 seconds in between. Ground those feet, lift to those toes. And again, just flowing. So you're thinking about a nice flow today. Not going super fast and really thinking about the lengthening, the lifting to those toes, and the muscles doing that work. And relax. Take it side to side. Little moment there. And then start to get that left foot forward, right foot back. Come up onto the ball of those feet, arms up, and right here, lowering down. And then next set, we'll have that lead change. Really lift and lengthen up to that ceiling. Okay, so think again about that flow. So we're nice and gentle in our movements today. You're not trying to go fast. You're thinking about the muscles really doing the work. Get that last one in. You're only there for 20 seconds. You're only getting a few of them in. Round those feet. Once again, feel the toes, the heels, everything down into that earth. Sit into the full feet right here. Lift up onto those toes. Pause there. See if you can balance on those toes as you come up. So you want to pause at the top. You want to pause at the bottom. Finish up that last one. Take that right foot forward, left foot back. Start to get your position here. And once you start to hear that clock, you want to lift up onto the ball of the feet, rise those arms up, and lower down into that lunge. Really lifting up, trying to bring those fingertips all the way up to that ceiling. Again, thinking about that lengthening on all of those movements. Good, rise it up, step it in. Start to get those feet hip to shoulder width apart. Think about the grounding of those feet into the earth. Press the toes, the heels. Sit into it, grounding those feet, and then lifting up onto the toes, taking that pause. Okay, so it's not just up and down. You got to actually hold on those balls of the feet for a moment right here. And then you got to sit into those feet, keeping those toes and those heels on the ground as you sit right here and lengthening out through those arms. and relax. Going back to taking that left foot forward and that right foot back. Get ready to come up onto the ball of the feet. Arms lengthen up to that ceiling and lower down and press it up. Good, just look straight ahead. But lengthen and lift and reach those arms up. Lower the arms, step in. Last and final time, get those feet hips shoulder width apart. Start to ground those feet into the earth. Prepare for that movement. Sit into those feet, toes and heels on the floor. Lift up to those toes. See if you can balance there for that moment. Pause at the bottom, pause at the top. And one more time, getting that right foot forward and that left foot back. Getting ready to come up onto the ball of the feet. Arms extended up and lower down nice and easy right here. Lengthen and reach those arms up to that ceiling. Lower the arms, step it in, and circuit number 1 is done. I'm going to reset that clock. We are coming to the floor. Get water if you need it, and watch me. First exercise, we're going to curl the toes under, sit back on our heels for a child's pose. So you want to get that nice stretch through that back here, sitting into those heels, and then rise up into your plank position, engaging that core strong right here. Okay, second exercise, we're going for those ankle reaches. Now, of course, if you can't get to those ankles, you can do shoulder taps. You can do knee taps, okay, right here. So you'll decide where you want to be on that move, okay? And you can also just simply hold a plank on that second one, getting that strong, okay? So first move, we're flowing through our child's pose into our full plank right here, okay? If you can't come into the full plank, right here is fine. Just get that moving, keeping the knees down. All right, get set in that child's pose. That's where you're starting. 2, and 1. Let's flow from that child's pose into that full plank. And again, we're not doing this quick. You're only getting a few in. I want you to engage the quads as you extend and lift those knees off of the ground. Engage and have that strong upper body, lifting that chest up and away from the earth. Good. Now take a moment in child's pose. And then as we hear that clock, you're going to set your position in that full plank. Or if you want to stay here the entire time, you can. Here the entire time, reaching for those ankles if you can. Lifting those hips up as you do. Tapping the shoulders if that's too much, or the opposite knee. So find that level that you can work with. Come on down, sit back on those heels, stay there, and get ready for that child's pose into that plank position. Nice and strong, flowing right here. Child's pose into that plank. Again, super engage all those muscles as you push up and into that full plank, okay? This is a great way to work that plank. If you can't hold it for too long, you move through that child's pose and into that plank and really start to get that plank nice and strong. Good, sit back on those heels, take a moment there, get ready to hold your plank or add that movement. So right here, first hold the plank, shoulder taps, knee taps, or if you can, all the way to those ankles. Come down, sit back on those heels, take a moment there, and get ready, child's pose into that full plank. Right here, bring it up. Engage those quads, strong upper body, pressing that chest up and away from that earth. So don't just do it. Really think about engaging the muscles that are working today. We're not doing them fast, so you want to actually feel the muscles engage before you release them. So it's all about that mind-body focus and connection. Stay here and relax. Take a moment. Get ready to lift into that full plank right here.
And get set for movement if you can. Shoulder taps, opposite knee, or all the way here to those ankles. Lengthening out through that body as you come up. And one more time right here. Get set to lift it. Right into that full plank. Engage the quads. Push that chest away from that floor. Strong upper body and arms. As you sit back on those heels, long arms, stretching. Your hands are never changing your position. It's like they're glued to the floor. Sit back on those heels. I'm keeping them there even here, and then coming up and going right into those ankle taps. Bring it into that full plank and reach. Nice knees, you can start to make your way up. Get some water if you need. We're going into our circuit 3. We're back on our feet. So take a moment right here. I'm gonna get some water. Gonna come say hi. And we're gonna go into our circuit number 3. Hi guys, ready? We're coming back to those feet. All right, here we go. Watch me. We're gonna bring our feet together to start. We're gonna also bring our hands together, okay? So we're gonna be right here. Now I want you to push your energy into those hands. So it's not enough just to have the hands together. Push. Lower down and see my knees are gonna be together. We're gonna stay in this position and we're gonna tap out to the side. So again, think about lengthening out through that leg, pushing through those hands, holding the squatted position. You can come up higher if you need, lower if you wanna make it harder, okay? And then we're going into our warrior 3. Watch me right here. You're gonna lift your right leg, take your arms out and hold right here. Now if it's too much to have that leg up, watch me, toe down, but your body also lifts up this way, okay? You don't wanna be here if your leg is on the floor. You wanna be in a line with that leg, okay? So as that leg comes up, then that body can drop, okay? Left leg, then the right leg, all right? So let's get ourselves together with those feet together, hands together, elbows are up, and we're pushing the hands together. I want energy into that upper body as you work the lower. Get down into position, keeping the knees together, and then separate, and then back in, go. On that clock for 20 seconds. Okay, remember, we're not doing a million of these because we're thinking about pressing, we're thinking about lengthening that leg out to the side, really getting that nice, just tap that toe, and bring it back in. Good, come on up. Get ready to balance on the left leg. The right leg's gonna come behind you. So as you start to lift, the arms come up, the body comes forward, and then you are holding there a moment and coming back up, okay? If you're tapping, you're gonna be here, and then back up, okay? So again, you're only gonna get a couple of these in by the time you get to that position, and you hold for that moment, okay? You might only get one in if you struggle with that balance, and that's okay. All right, let's come center, feet together, hands together. Get ready to push into those hands, lower into that squatted position, and go. Lengthen that leg out to the side, and out to the side. Pressing those feet into the earth, toes and heel. Good, make your way up once you finish. And now we're gonna be balancing on the right leg. Left leg's gonna come behind you. Again, you decide how many of these you wanna do. You wanna work slow to get that leg up. Get as high as you can. Lengthen everything out. And then you can rise it back up and go again. Okay, again, you might only get 1, 2, or maybe 3 of these. You're not trying to get a whole bunch. And that's it, let's face the front, get those feet together. Get those hands together, elbows up. Get ready to push into those hands. Lower down into position, push into those hands at the same time that you extend and lengthen those legs out. Look at how long I try to make my leg. Longer than I actually think it is. Tapping that toe onto that floor. The other leg is holding me in position as I tap that leg. Remember, you can be up, high, or low on these. You decide. Okay, the lower you are, obviously, the harder it's going to be for those legs. All right, let's go back to that left leg balance. Getting ready to bring that right leg behind you. Slowly coming into that position. Hold a moment, and then back. All the way up. So you're coming from that full position again. Lengthen everything out. And that's it. Let's go. We got one more set. Feet together, hands together, elbows up. Sit it down. Squeeze the knees together. Press the hands together. And then take those legs out and in for that chair skater movement right here. All these are a lot harder than they seem to be. It takes a lot of muscle control to do these movements. All right, right foot is going to be your balance. Left leg is going to come behind you. And right here, hinging forward, reaching in opposite directions, and then rising back up all the way. That right leg is holding your balance strong and steady. And you're lengthening out and away from the body at the same time. So think about reaching in front of you and extending the leg behind you. And you guys are all done. Let's take it down to that ground circuit number 4. Get some water if you need. Watch me, okay? All right. So option here, okay? Watch me. Extend your leg up from all fours, okay? Or if you can, you're going to be in that plank position. Drive that leg up, single, plank, and up. So that hips need to come up as you lift the leg, okay? Next exercise, we're going into a big runner's lunge. You can have the knee down if you need. But once you get there, you're rotating into a reach. Take it back and switch sides. So we have that knee up or that knee down, okay? And you decide right here. So it could be nice, easy. See how I'm not fully extended? Wherever you can go and get that reach. If you can't get that rotation, okay, you can just work on coming here. Because if you can't get that leg out in a good position yet, then you might not be able to get that turning yet. Okay, so see where you're at. All right, so once again, first move, you're either extending the leg up on your knees, or you're starting from that plank position in 2 and 1. In this one, we're alternating those legs right here. Back into that plank and lift. Think about driving those hips up and lengthening that leg up to that ceiling. Good. Come on those knees. Let's sit back on those heels a moment. And then you're going into those runner's lunge. Remember, my hands, again, they are glued the entire time. They're not even moving when I'm in this rest right here. Now I'm going to step into that runner's lunge. Rotate the hand that's closest to the foot. Look up to the ceiling. Take it down. Step back. And to the other side. Outside that hand. Rotate into it. And step. That knee can be down. You can work on just getting that nice big runner's lunge on the outside of that foot. Come here, sit back on your heels. Once again, my hands glued to that floor, except for when I lift it up for that stretch. Starting that full plank or all fours, and right here. Extend that leg up to the ceiling. Good, come down, take a moment, get ready for that runner's lunge and that rotating stretch. So on your knees or on your toes, step outside your hand, reach that hand up with a twist, look at the ceiling as you twist, not that hand, and up. Take it back, sit back on those heels, take a moment there. Get ready for those single leg down dogs from the knees or again from the toes, making it, of course, much harder on that upper body strength. Sit back on those heels and get ready for that big outside lunge, outside the hand. Rotate and reach, back down and switch. And take a moment, and we got one more set left to go. Get in position and keep that leg up from your knee or from your toes. Always coming back to a strong plank center if you're in that plank position. And one more set. Rotating through that, holding lunge. Set your position on your knees or on your toes. Step outside that hand, rotate and reach, back down and switch. Take a moment if you need, and then you're gonna make your way up, guys. And we're back to our last and final standing circuit. Okay, watch me, get some water if you need it. Our legs are gonna come out nice and wide, our toes are gonna be turned up. Our hands are coming back into this prayer position, okay? We're gonna push into our hands as we sit into that plie, and then as we rise up, I want your arms to rise up too. And then rise down, and rise up, all right? And then our next exercise, toes are gonna turn in a little bit, arms are gonna come up with the palms out to the side. You're gonna sit into a side lunge, reach for the inside of the foot, come back up center, open everything up, and then reach for the other side, okay? You don't have to go, if you wanna keep the legs straight, that's fine too, okay? If you can't go into that side lunge, that's gonna be okay, all right? But every time I want you to come up center, make sure that your arms get reset. You come down, up, open, okay? Think about that, lengthening out to the side, okay? All right, first thing, again, get those legs out wide. Toes are turned out, hands are together. Remember, we're pressing the hands, we're lowering down. As we come up, we're also extending those prayer hands up as we push into the hands. In 2 and 1. Here we go, your last and final exercise right here. Lower down, keep those feet grounded into the earth. So you want to feel those heels and all 5 of those toes staying in that floor. And push through those feet as if you're pushing the floor away from your body as you come up. Good, and that's it. Rotate the toes in a little bit. Okay, get ready to bring the arms up with the palms facing forward, right here. And you're gonna either hinge or into that side lunge. Reach for the opposite foot, open up. Reach for the inside of the opposite foot, open up center. Always come up center and reset your body right here. Keep that other arm, the one that's not reaching, you can look back towards it. And up to that ceiling. Awesome. Take it center. Rotate those toes out. Bring those hands together. Elbows up. Start to push into those hands. Lower down. And as you rise up, those arms are coming up and over that head as well. Good. And as you come down, you'll notice you can press harder into the hands. And as you come up, it gets a little bit more difficult to push. So as you're coming down, really push into those hands. And release. Turn those toes in just slightly. Get ready to bring those arms up and out to the side. Engage that center. Elongate those arms. Reach for the inside of the foot. Look at that other hand that's going up to the ceiling. You want to lengthen out that other arm at the same time that you're reaching for the inside of that foot. Those arms are staying as straight and as long as you can make them. And up center. Every time you come up center, make sure you're nice and open. and relax down. Good, rotate those toes out. Get into your nice strong plie position, hands together, elbows up. Get ready, push those hands together. Lower down into that plank. Rise those hands up as you lift from that plie. Lower down and press into those hands. Good, you'll notice that I'm breathing. Find a breath that works for you as you move through these exercises. Good, and relax. Rotate those toes in slightly. Get ready to bring those hands up and out to the side. Palms facing forward right here. Long, all long. Bend, look at that other hand up to that ceiling. Come center and other side. Make sure as you come center, everything is long. Starts long as you come to hinge or bend and reach for that opposite foot. Center release. And last and final time, let's get those feet in position, rotating the toes out, hands together, elbows up. Push into those hands, lower down into your plie. Press up and rise up through those hands. Squeeze those inner thighs and glutes as you're lifting those arms over that head. So squeeze that lower body. Think about the activation in those muscles. Remember, when we do this kind of flow work, we really want to think about the muscle engagement and contraction. Turn those toes in a little. Last and final time here, arms are up, out to the side, palms facing forward, and go. Bend into one side if you can. Look at that opposite hand. Up center every time, and make sure that you reset those arms nice and strong right here. And release. Awesome job, guys. We're gonna come down for our last and final circuit. Just gonna reset that clock. All right, I'm gonna get a little water and we're heading down to that floor, so when you feel comfortable, start to make your way down so you're there and ready to go. All right, and here I'll give you an option as well. Okay, I'm gonna show you the way. I wanna see it first. Feet, no matter where you are, grounded into the earth. I don't want you on your heels. I want you thinking about all 5 of those toes pressed down, the heels pressed down, okay? Now here, you can position your hands any way that you feel comfortable with this move, okay? We're doing a reverse top hip thrust. So we want to drive those hips up as high as we can. We want to keep some space between our chin, but not let our head fall down, okay? And then lower back down to the floor with those hips, and then rise up. Every time trying to get up as high as you can. Now, if that's too much for you to be on your arms there, palms up, and you're gonna do the same thing, pressing the feet into the earth, lift up as high as you can, and then lower down, doing it from that bridge, okay? And then we're gonna come to our side. We're gonna lift our hips up if we can, arm is up, and we're doing those side plank reaches as we rotate through that upper body. Now, option here, of course, go ahead, just take that hip down, but you're still gonna do those reaches as you twist through that body, okay? And that's it, those are your final set. Obviously, we're gonna change the direction on those side planks, okay? Or that side lying movement. All right, so you're gonna either be down on your shoulders, or again, place your hands wherever you feel comfortable in this position to lift those hips up. I want you to start by grounding all 5 of those toes and those heels into the ground, getting ready to press those feet into the earth as you lift those hips up in 2 and 1. Go, right here. And again, slow. We're not trying to go fast here. We want to think of every inch, every contraction, every brace of that movement. And again, tuck that chin in just slightly. You want to keep space though between your chin and your chest. So you're not tucking it in here. It's just a slight so that your head doesn't fall back here. Good, that's it. All right, let's come on our left side so everybody's on the same side. You're down on your forearm, your bottom knee is bent. You're either keeping that hip down or you're rising it up. Look up at that hand and then follow that hand as you reach underneath your body and then follow it back up. And again, it's not fast. We're not being intense today. We're thinking about every movement, which is why it's a flow. We're flowing through our movements today and taking it our time with it. All right, again, going down onto that back in that shoulder bridge, or keeping it up here for the reverse tabletop. Press those feet down and into the earth as you lift those hips up, squeezing those glutes, and then lower back down. You can come all the way down and take a rest if you needed to. But remember, you don't have a whole lot of time here. So you're only getting in just a few of these. And every time you're trying to think of getting higher and higher through that hip lift, okay? All right, let's take it to the side. Everybody on their right side, forearm, bottom knee is bent, keeping the hip down or lifting it up. Look up at that hand, reach through, and again, as you come up, lengthen that hand up to the ceiling. Lower down, and again, down on your shoulders, or finding that position on your hands that works for you. Ground those feet into the ground, press the toes, press the heels, and lift those hips up, squeezing. Slight tuck into that chin, but still keeping space between that chin and that chest. Don't let those toes come up and off of that ground. Remember, those toes stay down. That's why I like to go barefoot, because I can really notice if my toes are lifting on that floor. On the forearms, bottom knee is bent, top leg is extended, lift the hips if you can, arm is coming up, look at that hand, and follow that hand right through and underneath that body as you rotate. And our last and final set, down on your shoulders, or up on your hands. Press those heels, toes, everything into that ground as you lift up through those hips. Squeeze those glutes nice and tight. And again, we're not thrusting up fast. We're lifting and we're thinking about every inch of that movement, that contraction, what is making it happen, the tightness in those glutes. Breathe. And while we're down, let's take it onto our right side, and we're gonna finish it up right here. On the floor, bottom knee bent, top leg is extended. Keep the hip down or lift it up. Arm is extended. Follow that hand underneath that body and extend and reach back up to that ceiling. All right, guys, you are all done. Let's take it down onto that floor and hug our knees in right here. Take a little moment right here and just gently move side to side, very little bit right here. And come back to the center. Let's take those arms out to the side. Palms can be up. And let's take our legs over to one side. Take a moment right there. Breathe, look up to that ceiling or back at that opposite hand. And gently bring those legs up and over to the side, again looking at the ceiling, or once you get in position, at the opposite hand. And gently come back to the center. Hug in here and extend and lengthen everything out. So think about reaching through the fingertips and reaching through those toes. And we're gonna hug just one knee in right here. Press it in. You can interlock those fingers and take it slightly off to the side like you're trying to bring that knee to your underarm. Good. Give it a really, really nice strong tug right here. And then I want you to release and have those palms up and just kind of feel that tingling of that fresh blood getting pumped through that body. And now we're going to take that left knee in or the opposite knee. Press it in gently, don't tug it too tight yet. Take it off to the side. I'll tell you when to tug it tight. And then we'll release. So just get that nice little stretch right here. Natural breathing. And now I want you to really press hard as you can tug that knee in, hold it there, and let go. Palms up, extend everything out, and just feel that tingling of fresh blood pumping once again through that body. And let's just take both knees in. And you're going to bring yourself up. If you can from here, if not, go to the side. However you feel comfortable, making your way up to your feet. I'm going to elongate here. Take a moment and then roll myself up to standing. And once you come up, make sure you're facing me. Roll those shoulders back and down. We'll separate those feet. We'll take those hands on the thighs. We'll hinge forward, flat back, hold it. Roll it up just halfway, stretching through that spine. Take that flat back down and roll it all the way up to standing. Get those shoulders down in position and take 2 deep breaths in. Exhale. One more time in. And exhale. You guys are all done. Fantastic work today. I hope you enjoyed slowing it down just a little bit, but at the same time, still working hard. Okay? It doesn't mean that because you slow it down, you're not working hard. Your body is still getting strength. It's getting flexibility. It's getting that stretching element through that flexibility. You got balance. You got all of it. Upper body and lower body strength and that core work. So you really got a full body workout in here, and you probably got that heart rate up a little bit here and there on that standing work as well, because it's not easy and a lot of those muscles are involved. When you're really thinking about what those muscles are doing, it kind of pumps a little bit more blood through that body and makes it a little bit more intense. So awesome work today, guys. We've got 2 more days left of the week and 2 more Tabatas coming up. Now, one thing that I do have to tell you, Friday, there is a change in the schedule for now on with Wednesdays and Fridays. We are going to be starting the classes at 9:30 because I'm going to be on location at the community center. So this Friday, if anybody wants to do the outdoor workout with me live, meaning in person, that's gonna happen at the community center. You need to call right now because the reservation app is not started yet, so you would have to call the community center. You can talk to Barbara, you can email Barbara at the community center and at the JCC, and you can get your reservation for that class. I will, however, be also streaming it from there so you can get it virtually. Hoping that it all works out, but tune in on Friday at 9:30, and I'll remind you again tomorrow that Friday is going to be 9:30 because I will be on location, okay? And it's gonna be 45 minutes, okay? So no matter what we do Wednesday and Friday, we start at 9:30, we end around 10:15. It will be 45 minutes, okay? So just keep that in mind so you can allot your time for those days, okay? Awesome work today, guys. Again, if you enjoyed it, save it, share it, or come back to this page and click on videos, and all the videos will be there for you. Awesome job today. I mean, I really loved that kind of flow work. So I hope you did too. And tune in again tomorrow, 10 o'clock. Friday will be 9:30, okay? Same time, same place, but if you wanna do it in person with me on Friday and also Wednesdays, again, you can sign up for it. And you will be able to sign up for the in-person classes 3 days in advance, okay? And I'm not the only one who's teaching it. They've got classes running all week outside. So just take a look at the schedule by going to the website and you'll see what classes those are that are gonna be outdoors, okay? All right, have a wonderful rest of your day and I will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.